Dude, let's talk retirement. Let's talk financial freedom. Are you aware that over 20 years, that real estate can outperform your 401ks, IRAs, and the stock market literally 27 to 1? I get it. It sounds real crazy, but here's the key. Real estate, when it's producing 25% every year per annum, it outperforms your retirement plans 27 to 1. This is why I retired at the age of 26, but it's also because of something Albert Einstein said. Check it out. He said, mankind's greatest invention is compound interest. As in literally, when you invest in something, if every year those returns go back in and feed and make it bigger, 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 then over time, it can turn into a big pile of money. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you've been working your butt off and you actually have $50,000 set aside in a 401k or IRA. Over 30 years, these investments are earning a 6% ROI that compound. So what will happen to your retirement of $50,000 over 20 years? Well, if you look at the graph here, over 5, 10, 15, 20 years, that $50,000 now ends at $160,000. There's been some growth on it because of this 6% ROI. But what would happen if you had that same $50,000 sitting in real estate earning 25%? Check this out. Here I've got that same $50,000. It's earning a 25% annualized compounding rate. And guess what happens over 5, 10, 15, 20 years? It becomes a whopping $4.3 million, not $160,000. In fact, to believe it, check out this comparison. If you stack the two of them side by side, here's your $50,000 literally sitting in typical retirement funds earning 6%, and look at the comparison to what real estate can do. This is the information I had when I got started as an investor in my early 20s. It's also why I became financially free by the age of 26, which is why Andrew Carnegie in his time, literally richest man in the world, basically said this: 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. And you know what? I've taken that and I've run with it. Check this out. You may not know that I've done $1 billion worth of single family homes over the last 15 years, and my average on my expectations, I have to earn a 25% annual ROI. But frankly, over the years, I've gotten better at earning 28 and sometimes over 30% every year on your money. It basically means that your money is doubling every 2 or 3 years. And you know what? You can't say that about your typical retirement plan. You might be wondering how you can get a piece of all the action. Let me give you an example. You see this house in Florida? This is one of the top growth markets in the nation. This is a home you could buy for $175,000 if you had access to it. And bottom line is, after renting it out for $1,400 a month and all of my payments coming to $1,000, there's going to be a $400 a month positive cash flow. But the most important thing about this property is that your money is growing on average, projected to be 31.96. That's basically a 32% annual ROI. And you know what? If your money is growing like that, that has the real shot of creating the real financial freedom that you're looking for. And you know, one of my favorite things about owning homes like this, well, number one, I have the $400 a month cash flow. Of course, I've got the growth and appreciation, but my tenants are actually paying this house off for me. And then there's the tax benefits. Literally, the government allows me to depreciate this property in a manner where all of that positive cash flow, tax-free. And there's usually thousands of dollars left over each year per house to go against my normal income. Guess what that does to my taxable income? There's no more powerful strategy on the planet to put more money in your pockets, keep it, and not give it to the government. So why am I even sharing this with you? Well, listen, when I started, I didn't just want retirement, I wanted financial freedom. And I'm going to show you right now how you produce that. You see, if I were to just buy a single property as opposed to traditional retirement measures, and let's say I'm getting a 25% annual ROI, my goal 5 years later is to sell that home, take my profits, and now dump it into 2 properties. But guess what? If I'm now earning 25% on this and 25% on that, my original investment is now producing a total 50% annual ROI. And I got to tell you, I don't know anywhere that can deliver that, but now it gets exciting. You see, I take these 2 homes in over the next 5 years without putting more capital in, without doing anything different, without buying more homes. My 50% ROI, 5 years later, I'll cash out and trade 2 homes for 4 homes. And you guessed it, I'm earning 25% on each of these 4 homes, which is a total of now 100%. Like, I'm making 100% a year on my money in theory. It gets better. What happens over 10 more years? Well, ultimately 4 homes become 8 and 8 becomes 16. And guess what? Now I'm earning 400% potentially on that original investment that I started 20 years earlier. That's how $50,000 literally through the game of real estate turns into millions of dollars. You know, after I became financially free, I didn't know what else to do except for buy more properties, build a bigger portfolio. So I started partnering with more and more people, going out, buying more houses, and eventually it led to me creating a team of 200 experts that would only buy real estate in the very best markets where I could consistently get that 25, 28, 30% annual ROI. But it's created a problem for me. Right now, that team is so successful at literally finding the very best deals that I don't have enough partners for as many deals are out there. I mean, literally as we speak right now, check it out. I got 10 extra homes right now this month, every month that I can't buy unless I find my next partner. And for all I know, that might be you. I'm super careful on who I pick as a partner, but otherwise partnering with me is super simple. We come together and we basically form a company that is owned 50-50. I'm the active partner. Me and my team are researching markets, finding deals, managing the rehab, basically doing everything from property management, accounting, selling the home, and multiplying. Meanwhile, my partner gets a fairly passive role. They provide the money through 401ks or IRAs, or maybe it's equity in a home or savings that they have. And guess what? I give them my actual cell phone and we connect to make the strategic decisions. Otherwise, my team does all the day-to-day work. And if you're wondering how well this works in a post-pandemic world, it's even juicier now than it was in 2008. That recession was the worst one we faced in real estate since the Great Depression. I went into markets where I bought thousands of homes that were the most distressed. And guess what happened within the first 5 years? I made my investors over $100 million. And right now, guess what? I'm just doing it again. But I don't want to work with just anyone. There are 3 things I'm looking for. Number 1, I want to partner with someone who's actually serious about their financial future. Someone who thinks long-term, that isn't just thinking, hey, I want to get rich quick. Because remember, over the years, this ROI stacks and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm looking for someone that wants an amazing retirement. Someone that genuinely wants financial future and believes and knows that real estate is the path to get it. But I gotta warn you, I have millions of people watching me all over social media every single day. And that means that every month I have thousands of people that reach out to my organization, fill out forms, buy books, and basically tell me that they're serious. But the truth that I've learned is that most of them are just curious. If financial freedom is something that you're super serious about, and you believe as I do that the next 5 years in real estate are going to be more meaningful than probably the next 3 decades, then I want you to fill out this form. Drop your name, phone, and email, and I'm going to have a member of my team reach out to you and basically go through a simple process to see if you are serious. And if you are, you and I might be partnering on some of the best deals you'll ever see in your life.